What's up, y'all? Good afternoon. At least that's the time of day it is for me. Um, but good night, good morning, whenever you're watching this. So I kind of wanted to do like a extended or part 2 to the video to my last video. If you watched that last one, I was kind of touching up on, just being comfortable with being you, getting out of your comfort zone to being comfortable with being with you. Sounds weird, but basically that's what it is. If you're somebody that's not, that's shy or scared or have a fear of, showing the world who you really are as a person. I kind of wanted to touch up more on, other people perceiving you in a type of way. I touched up on that a little bit where I was kind of talking about just be you, just be you, no matter what other people say, because again, people are going to talk about you regardless, whether it's, and again, like I was saying in the other video, most of the time it's projections, most of the time. And it really is just if somebody has a problem about you, most of the time that is a reflection back at them. I know I said that in the last video, but it really is true, and that is something that I had to learn, because, and I'm gonna stop saying this, but like I was saying in the last video, I was just kind of talking about what would happen with me on a personal standpoint, and a lot of people would just perceive me as this really stuck up, this really snotty, think she's better than everybody type of projection, and but it's funny because once people get to know me, they're kind of like, wow, you're actually very down to earth, you're very caring, very compassionate, because that's the real me, that is the real me. I mean, don't get me wrong, I carry myself very, I have a lot of confidence, at least now I do. Back then, I was just very, very quiet, but I guess people would tell me that I'm kind of intimidating because I was so quiet. I never really understood that, but I guess that's fair. But at the end of the day, be happy with being who you are, because people are going to talk about you regardless. Even if you are putting up a facade and you have your little persona that you're trying to keep up for people are going to talk about that too. People are always going to have something to say. It doesn't matter who you are, it doesn't matter where you go, you're not going to make everybody happy. And for example, people are gonna, if you're somebody that has a really high metabolism and you're really skinny, skinny, but you love to eat, but again, you're just really skinny, there's going to be people who think that you do something to stay like that. It's inevitable, it's gonna happen. Let them think that though. Or again, if you're really skinny, some people think that you do drugs. Or with me, people, because I'm really quiet, people think that I'm stuck up. Or people who, if someone was to see somebody with a really fancy car, let's not even look at it on a negative standpoint. If you were to see somebody with a really nice car, like a Tesla, for example, you'll automatically think, oh, they must have money. But, sometimes that car, people don't realize that car might be a rental. That car might be a rental. Or you see someone who has really nice clothes, you know, most of the time, and I just found this out, that you can rent clothes. You can rent clothes, wash them, and return them. I didn't know that. So it's not always on a negative standpoint, you know? But again, usually when people are sitting there being judgmental or sitting there judging somebody, it's usually from an envious standpoint anyway, most of the time. Because like I said in my last video, it's really, it most of the time comes from somebody who either wants to be like, is jealous of, you know, all along that standpoint, envious, all along there. It happens. It happens. And you just have to, you know, get to that state of mind where it's, who cares? Who cares? Or like, I was actually just talking to some of my girls at work about this today, because one of my coworkers, she burped like really loud in front of all of us, like, and it wasn't just like a loud burp, but it was like one of those really strong, like, it just sounded like a man, like it came from her toes. You know? And she was like, I'm so sorry, you guys, that was gross, like that's gross of me, that is so unladylike. And like, we are all telling her like, it's okay, like it's just a burp. Now again, a lot of people are gonna sit here and be like, no, that's gross, women shouldn't be burping, this, that, just like women shouldn't fart, this, that, and the third. And it's like who cares? It's part of the bodily function. I mean, I'm not saying just be out here ripping it. You know, that's not what I'm saying. But let's not sit here and act like that's not a body functional thing to do. You know? You know what I mean? Now again, I'm not saying be out here ripping it. It's just my point. Like, why are we sitting here judging somebody? Like, okay, so you burped. Okay, I'm just gonna sit here and think that you're just the most disgusting person now because you burped. No. No. You burped, it's fine. It's just a burp. Now, if you were to burp in my face, that would have been a different story, you know, but you're not out here doing that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be afraid to be you. Like, it's fine. It's okay. I mean, again, read the room, you know. Obviously you don't burp in you know, serious settings or professional settings, but at the same time, like, it's just co-workers, you know. It's just co-workers. It's not like she did it in front of a hair client or anything like that. She did it in the back. It's just us. No judgments here. You do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. You all good. Better out than in. You know? Better out than in. But besides that though, again, people are going to say something regardless, especially if they feel like you're a threat. That's when they're gonna attack you the most. Honestly, that's when they're going to attack you the most, is when they feel like you are a threat. And that is when what bullies come from. And I said this in my last video, most of the time bullies bully that person because they see something in that person. And most of the time, that person doesn't even see it themselves, that's getting bullied, doesn't even see it themselves. They probably do at some point, but they don't even see what the bully sees in them most of the time. You feel me? There's something the bully sees something about the person that they are bullying that they like, but they're gonna sit here and make it seem like that they don't like them. Crazy, right? But that's usually how it is. And more than half the time, when somebody's being judgmental, also is like I said, it's a reflection back at them. It's a reflection back at them, because deep down inside, that is something that they don't like about themselves. You know? That's why, like, have you ever, like, seen some men who, like, get so defensive about, like, and I'm sorry, do not come from my head. I'm just talking from, like, a serious standpoint, okay? But have you ever noticed how some straight men will get so defensive about, you know, gay people or being gay or anything, like gay actions or anything like that? Have you ever noticed that? And, like, if you see even in movies, usually the one who is the most defensive about that ends up being low-key gay. You know? Sitting here talking about, oh, don't do that, that's, you know, that's too much. And then low-key, like, they're the ones that are gay. And I'm not talking about somebody who softly says, like if someone's touching up on them and they don't like it and they're like, yo, stop touching me like that. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about somebody who purposely goes out of their way to bully or mess with somebody who is, you know, somebody who is gay. Literally makes time out of the day just to do that. That's what I'm talking about. Those are usually the ones who are, you know, low-key like that, but they don't like that about themselves. Hence why they are being so judgmental of somebody who is okay with being that way. They accept themselves. Okay? So that is my whole point. Just accept yourself. It's okay to accept yourself. And I wasn't saying enough, like, affirmations in my last video, and that's another reason why I wanted to do this one, because I wanted to do that. You are beautiful just the way you are. You are amazing just the way you are. You are amazing just the way you are. You know, whether you are plus sized, whether you are really, really skinny to the point where you can see your, you know, your cheekbones, you know, whether you take medication, whether you don't take medication, whether you have, you know, whether you live in an area where they don't, whether you live in an area or a family that doesn't like tattoos, or a religion that doesn't like tattoos, and yet you got tattoos, baby, you rock them tattoos. You're in a interracial relationship and your family, or again, area that you live in doesn't really have a lot of those, you rep that fucking relationship. Rep it. Don't be afraid to be you. Don't be afraid to be you. Do not be afraid to be you. Trust me. And again, like, another example is I used to straighten my hair all the time. And that was mostly because, well, there was a point in time where I just didn't know how to take care of my hair. You know, because I grew up with people who used to always do my hair for me. And then after that, my mom used to straighten my hair a lot when there was days where she couldn't braid it. So she started straightening it a lot. And then when I got separated from my mom around like 13, I just didn't know what to do. So I just, you know, I did what I did know how to do, which was straighten it. And I used to straighten it all the time during high school and middle school. And if I didn't, then I just put it up in a bun. And then, you know, but if I honestly just wasn't comfortable with rocking my natural hair though at that time. Honestly, if I'm completely honest with myself, I was not comfortable rocking my natural curly hair. I didn't like, because, you know, growing up, I'm kind of part of the generation where having straight hair that goes down, you know, if you could see the length, that's considered beautiful. If y'all can see, my hair don't do that. My hair goes out. My hair don't go down. My hair goes out. Okay? So, you know, that made me really self-conscious about my hair. And plus, growing up, I had some issues with girls who, like, being that I was mixed, it's so funny too, because the little white girls didn't accept me and the little black girls didn't accept me either. But you know who surprisingly did accept me though in school? The little Hispanic girls, the little Latinas, because I guess I could have passed for them too. But yeah, you know, they ended up accepting me. But that's just the area that I was living in. I'm pretty sure if I was living somewhere else, not every area would have been like that. I'm not saying everywhere would have been like that. That's just where I grew up. And so, you know, with that also going into my head, like, because the little white girls would be like, oh, your hair is different from ours, so you can't hang with this. And then the little black girls would be like, oh, well, your skin's too light, so you can't hang with us. And I'm like, I didn't grow up in a household where my family didn't teach me about racism. I kind of had to learn that on my own, because after that happened, I went home and I told my parents about it, and they were really surprised that was happening. They didn't think that I would experience something like that at such a young age, because I was only like in first grade, I want to say, like first, second grade when that happened. And so it made me uncomfortable rocking my hair. And honestly, it still happened to me though. Didn't matter what age I was, because in high school, I had a teacher one time when I had my hair up in a bun, like on top of my head, and it wasn't straightened. It was just one of those weeks that I didn't feel like straightening it. And my teacher goes, wow, your hair's so pretty. It looks like a bird's nest. I don't smack you right now. Like a teacher said that to me, not a child, not a kid, not a, you know, a musty-ass teenager. No, a grown adult said that to me. I had to remember that I can't be cursing. I can't be cursing. No, a grown adult said this to me. And so that is what I'm saying though, and it's things like that made me, and being a teenager is so hard. I think out of everything, being a teenager is the hardest thing, because you start going through puberty and you start going through all your hormone changes, and it's too much. It's too much, especially if you don't have a parent who is guiding you through all of that in a healthy way. And so just going through all of that, and that's just about my hair. So just going through that, it took me loving my hair. You know, it took a while. It took to the point that my hair was fried until for me to finally be like, okay, I'm gonna start loving my hair. It took until then. And now I love my hair. I love my hair. I probably only straighten it maybe like once or twice a year, if that. And that's what I'm saying. Like, just like that, though, you gotta treat that the same way as you, your body, your personality, your smile, you know? Because another thing too, I used to hate my nose. I used to hate my nose. I used to think it's so pointy. I used to think my nose was so pointy. But it's like, could you imagine me with a wide nose though? Now, I'm not saying that wide noses aren't beautiful, but I used to wish I had one. But could you imagine me though if I did? Like, seriously, could you? It wouldn't even match my face. Honestly, my nose, the nose I have now, it's so proportionate with my face. If I had a bigger nose, a wider nose, my face wouldn't even look right. It wouldn't even look right. You know, and it's things like that though. You just gotta learn to just love yourself. You just gotta learn. You gotta learn. And I'm telling you, it will literally lift so much stress off of your shoulders. I'm telling you, it will. It really will. One way that I do it, that I did it, was affirmations. Every single day I wrote something down to help me feel good about myself. And then there was certain ones that I wrote down that I really, really liked, and I would tape them on my mirror or something, you know? You could do things like that. I did that for a good long time. I used to journal about things too. I know some people don't like journaling, but journal affirmations, you know? Being like, I love my body today. Or not even today. My bad. My bad. I love my body. Or when I said today, I meant to say I'm gonna work out today, you know? But sorry, there's just something in my eye. But you can say like, I love my body. I love my smile. I love my eyes. I love my hair. You know, just say something nice to yourself. Because I know, like, if you have ever been a victim of bullying, trust me, I know. And especially when it's coming from an external standpoint, it's really, really hard to get all that negative talk, all that negative projection out of your head. Trust me, I know. But you can do it though. Trust me, you can. You have to stay consistent though. You can't just do it one day or 1 hour and think that, oh yes, my mind is better now. No, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. You have to be consistent with yourself. And it's okay too if, you know, there's some days. Healing is a lifetime process. I've said this in a few of my I think in a couple of my past videos, but healing is a lifetime process. You're not gonna, nobody is ever fully healed. Nobody's ever fully healed. Nobody. Healing is a lifetime process because you're always going to get something that's trigger you. And the only difference is that your reactions, you know what to do when you get triggered. You don't have over the top reactions. You don't start feeling depressed or sad or anxious, you know? Once you get that trigger, you know what to do to counteract it so that you can stay happy and stay in a positive mindset. Sorry, there's just a hawk and I thought it was beautiful, so I'm just like watching it. There be a lot of hawks out here. I live in Arizona and there just be a lot of hawks in the sky here. I think it's beautiful. But yes, just like that hawk, whoever's watching this video, I think you are beautiful. Whoever you are, I think you're beautiful. And I just want everybody to know that. I want everybody to know that they are beautiful inside and out. And you don't need other people's validation to know who you are. You know? To know who you are. Because again, you can't make everybody happy. You can't. You can't make everybody happy. It's impossible. Unfortunately. I've tried. I've tried. You're not going to make everybody happy. And that is okay. That is okay. Because at the end of the day, you know you tried. You know that you tried. And that's all that matters. You don't need, you don't need to sit here and beat yourself up when you tried. But again, sometimes it just can't be helped. Sometimes you just got the haters. Sometimes you just got they just don't like you. Sometimes it just is what it is. It just is what it is. And I'm not saying don't care. Like don't care. That is not what I'm saying. I think people always get that mixed up. You don't have to, it's not about training yourself to not care about other people's opinions. That's not what it's about. What it's about is being able to discern or being able to differentiate whose opinion matters, whose opinion doesn't. Let me say it again. You have to learn to differentiate or discern whose opinion matters and whose opinion doesn't. And the reason why I'm saying that is because sometimes when somebody tells you something, it really is from a genuine place, of trying to give you insight. Because I'm always trying to learn new things about my hair, whether it's products or better ways to trim my hair, whatever, And I lost my train of thought, guys. Give me a second. And then there's other times when somebody is just, like that comment that my teacher gave me one time. That opinion doesn't matter. Okay, well, if that's how you view my hair, like, you know what I mean? real talk. That's your opinion. I'm glad that's your opinion. Thank you. And don't be giving people any reactions too. Like if anybody says something, unless they sit here being like over the top disrespectful, talking about anybody in your family, talking about, giving racial slurs. But even then with the racial slurs, most of the time they're looking for a reaction. Most of the time. I don't even know why I'm getting on this topic, but I do feel like that has a lot to do with, people being scared to be who they are, a lot of racism and stereotyping and all that, and that's why I said in one of my previous videos, the world is so based off of fear, and it's so irritating to me. It's so irritating to me. I shouldn't even say that. I don't agree with that. And it's sad. There we go. It's sad. It's not that I hate it. It's just sad. And I feel like, and this is another reason why I wanted to start doing this, because I feel like if there's more people doing this, because I've seen there's quite a few people that are doing what I'm doing right now. And if there's more of us doing this, adding love an inspiration and positivity into the world, like it'll be so much better. Like I want that. I want there to be, because I feel like right now there's more fear than there is positivity and love. So if, you know, there's more people doing this, more people showing that there is ways to find effective coping mechanisms for anything, you know, for mental issues, relationship issues, just regular life issues. There is ways to overcome these things. And the world will be such a better place. I really want there to be more love than fear. And I've been wanting to read that book. I forgot what it's called specifically, but basically it's basically this book about, I can't even remember. I was looking at it the other day, but basically it's about whether it's better to be feared than loved. I've been wanting to read that book. Like, if you're like a king or a ruler, whatever, like, is it better to be feared or is it better to be loved? I've been wanting to read that book recently, and I feel like it has a lot to do with, I'll probably read it, you know, so I can come back and like tell you guys what I think about the book, because I feel like that goes so perfectly with what I'm talking about right now, as far as like adding more love into the world compared to fear. Because I do feel like there's way too much fear-based mindsets right now, fear-based actions, way too much. But yeah, I really wanted to come on and talk about that. I just got off of work, so I have been like anticipating coming out here. I've been thinking about doing this video since this morning, so I was like, oh, can I just clock out already? So I'm happy that I was able to come on here and do this. I don't know when I'm gonna post it though. I literally did this video the day after the same day that I posted my last video before this one. But I don't know when I'm gonna post this one. I don't think I'm gonna post it right away. I might though. We'll see. So whenever you see it, see it. Whenever you don't, you don't. But I hope y'all have a good rest of your day. Beautiful people. Yeah. I'm gonna go and get me something to eat because I'm hungry.